Hi guys, welcome to my channel, The Golden Traveler. I'm Cindy, and today we're going to be talking about the Nude Cruise. Just in case you didn't think I had anything on in that intro clip, I did. Yes, that's right. I said nude cruise, like bare, naked, nothing on. For the second year in a row, this nude cruise is going to be taking place with only the crew members dressed in their clothing. So let's talk a little bit about this and see if it's something you're curious about. Maybe it's something you've done before or just want some information on. I thought it was pretty interesting. That's why I'm doing this story. Now, there are some rules on the ship. You do have to keep your clothing on when you're in ports, the main dining room, and I wondered why not when you're in the buffet and everything's kind of hanging out and you're walking down the buffet. But I guess you can be naked in the buffet, the main dining room, and during the captain's reception. I guess the captain wants you with your clothes on so it's not embarrassing to him and he doesn't know where to look and everything. So those are the three places you have to wear clothes. Port stops, and this is port stop even if you don't get off the ship because other people could see you. You may be on deck or something. So you do have to put your clothes on during port stops, the main dining room, and the captain's reception. On all other occasions, you can go wild, take all your clothes off, wear what you want, bathing suit, wrap a towel around you, whatever you want. Now, Bare Necessities Tour and Travel is teaming up with the cruise line again this year to book this unique cruise. Now, they've been doing this for over 30 years, and from what I saw on their website, they just book like nudist trips, vacations. I remember growing up in the 70s hearing about nudist colonies. They were like all over the place. In fact, I grew up in Southern California in a small town, which is now called Rancho Cucamonga. It was Alta Loma when I grew up there. And I know somewhere near us, up towards the mountains, there was a nudist colony that I heard about, but I didn't know anything about it back then. I was a young teenager. So, anyway, contrary to what a lot of people think, this is not going to be like a romantic cruise or swinging going on or something like that. If you know anything about nudists, they're not into that stuff. It's just about feeling free, not having to wear clothes and things like that. So it's not going to be anything going on, hanky-panky around the ship like that. You do have to avoid taking any adult objects or accessories on the ship. You cannot wear lingerie on the ship or like fetish wear or have excessive jewelry or piercings in, usually not so public places. You can't have that. And you must not take any photos. So no photos can be taken on this ship at all. You just dress normally when you're required to, whatever you normally wear. And then when you want to, just remove all your clothes and go wild. Well, maybe not go wild, but remove all your clothes. I don't know. I've never been on one of these cruises. I don't know. So if you're curious about this ship, I will put the link below to this Bare Accessories Travel, so you can check it out. There are some photos on there of last year's cruise, people playing shuffleboard. I couldn't post these pictures because most of them showed everything. I will put a couple pictures up here. It showed people dining out, on the pool deck. There's pictures of men and women on there in the hot tubs and pools. And there's a picture of the nudists playing at a craps table. So you can go onto their website. I could post like maybe one of these pictures, but I can't post any of the other ones on here. So check that out. Now, some of the first-time guests that go on this ship, they feel awkward at first, especially when surrounded by experienced nudists that are on this ship. The most common thoughts people have are, where do I look? You don't know where to look when you're talking to another passenger. So some people just stare them in the face, or they look at the ground, or they look at their drink they're holding, or a plate of food they have. They just feel uncomfortable at first. Or they think, is everybody watching me? I would think that too. Or they think, do I really belong here? That would be me. What the heck am I doing here? But no one is paying attention. Everyone is there for their own experience, and there's no judgment. And usually within an hour, the first timers say they felt at ease and very comfortable. Guests that had sailed on other cruises say they would absolutely do it again. So it just depends on there. The environment is supposed to be very respectful, and the community is welcoming, and over time everyone says they had a great time on it. Now, there are some funny and awkward moments, especially if you're new to this. Sunburns in unexpected places, so make sure you put sunscreen everywhere if you're going on this cruise. The accidental eye contact, as you can imagine, people glancing and then not knowing where to look, like I talked about. Dancing with less support. So there's going to be a lot of jiggling going on when you're in the nightclubs dancing. And it says it is kind of funny for people, especially if they're new. It leads to lots of laughs and some quick adjustments. So there we have it. That's info on the Nude Cruise. This will be taking place. Do you know which cruise ship this is on? Can you guess? Well, this is Norwegian Cruise Line's Norwegian Pearl, February 9th, 2026, for an 11-day cruise, round trip from Miami. They'll be doing such ports as Norwegian's Private Island, Great Stirrup Cay. They will be doing stops in Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, and Jamaica. Now, prices for this trip start at $2,000 per person. That's for like an inside cabin, and then they go up from there. The prices are on their website. I took a look at them yesterday. And you book through the Bare Necessities Travel, not through Norwegian. You have to book it through them. Last year, they were on the same ship, the Norwegian Pearl. My question, I thought, was, where do they put their lanyard? Do they just hang it around their neck still? I mean, there's no pockets. There's nowhere else to put your lanyard. You've got to go pay for your drinks and things. So I'd have a lot of funny questions, but I have no judgment. I mean, this is fine if anybody wants to do this. I'm not prude or anything, but I wouldn't be doing it. My gosh, I'm almost 70. No way is this body going out. I don't even like to wear short sleeves. But I thought we'd talk about this video. It's good-hearted, fun to talk about, and see if people are really interested in this. And does any of you think this is something you would do, or have you done this before, or ever experienced any of this? I know there's lots of nudists that go to different places and travel like this. So maybe someone out there can tell me about it. I know they just like the feeling of feeling free and things like that. On the ship, they will be celebrating Valentine's Day and Fat Tuesday. So those will be big parties going on the ship. Everybody can wear their Fat Tuesday beads around. Maybe that will cover up some things. I don't know. I guess they don't want it covered up. So there we have it. A little bit about the the Nude Cruise coming your way February 9th, 2026 on Norwegian Pearl. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, a like. Please consider subscribing to my channel to help me grow. I hope I didn't offend anybody in any way by making this video. I didn't intend to, so I hope I didn't. So I want to thank you for stopping by today. I hope to see you again real soon on my channel, The Golden Traveler. So bye for now. Have a wonderful day.